It's time for the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Powerful and liberating business strategies you can start in 5 minutes or less. Now, here's your host, Dean Soto.
Hey, this is Dean Soto, founder of FreedomIn5Minutes.com, and we're here again with another Freedom in 5 Minutes episode. Today's topic is this: your face can be your fortune. That and more coming up. Oh, cool. So we're gonna have a good day today. We're gonna have a good day today because I have someone on the podcast that I think is going to be extremely, extremely interesting and extremely helpful for you, especially if you are the type of business owner who has kind of ignored the power of your face. This sounds good. It sounds totally weird, but this is a business owner, and this is somebody who is going to absolutely impress you and going to show you why you can be the fortune and why your face can actually be the fortune of your business. So I'm here with Mr. Hector Cavazos from Hector Cavazos Photography. How are you doing, my man?
Oh, thanks, Dean, for the introduction. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I actually found Hector on LinkedIn. He had a really cool article on basically on how your profile, basically how you can make or break your business, how people see you, how people look at you. And so I headed over to his website, and I was just like blown away because it is nothing but headshots. Because photographers are everywhere, right? But typically, anyone who's going to be in photography is going to be taking full body pictures, things like that. But just looking at what you're doing, it's pretty powerful. Like every single photo that I saw on your site, I'm like, oh man, that guy, that person, or that man, that woman has credibility. Like they must be super successful. It was every single headshot. So how in the heck did you start with photography in general? And then how did you pick this particular niche of just doing headshots like this?
Well, I've always had an interest in photography ever since I was, maybe 8 or 10 years old. My mom bought me a Kodak 110 camera. And I just fell in love with taking pictures. And then about 4 years ago, I started, just like any other photographer, where, you become more of a generalist, where you can do portraits and headshots and maybe even sports. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But I really was passionate about headshot photography. Mm. So approximately 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to make a switch. I wanted to be more of a specialist in a certain area of photography, which was headshots. And from there, I started developing it. And it took about 2 years to really fine-tune it, whether it's website, and really finding that look that is really going to project confidence and trust with each client that I focus on.
Yeah, every time I look at, I'm literally looking at them right now, I'm like, that's exactly that. You trust these people. And so going from photography in general to this, like, it was a big move. Why did you actually want to specialize in headshots? Like why? Because it could have been anything. With the headshots, like, what do you think the power is in this type of photography?
Well, with headshots, you're dealing with professionals such as doctors, lawyers, real estate agents, and nowadays people are becoming more visual. Mm-hmm. Many people are visual learners, and over 90% of information that is processed by the brain is visual. Humans are processed 60 times faster with visual photography versus reading text. I know for me, when I look at a magazine, I'm looking at the images, and if something captures my attention, then I start reading the article. So it's that initial image that conveys a message. Like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. I think it's even beyond that, because it captures trust, it captures confidence, it captures approachability. And it's all, for me, it's in the headshot. And that's why I really wanted to just focus on one niche, and that is headshots.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. Like, to me, that this, like, to specialize in that for a while would have been something that was a bit of a scary move, because the common mindset is that, well, you're leaving so many other opportunities on the table. Did you find that it was initially hard to go from, the normal type of photography, this photography you were doing before, to focusing on this? Was it kind of a hard decision to make, or was it what were kind of some of the roadblocks that happened?
I think any decision where you're really fine tuning or becoming a specialist, it's you kind of have to ponder on it and really wonder, okay, am I making the right decision? But then I think you also have to go with your gut. And not that I don't like doing portrait photography or sports. I think that was a great opportunity, but it really didn't do anything for me. And when I am behind the camera and I have a client in front of me who is really focusing on projecting that confidence, that trust, and I can bring out that personality, that is where the pleasure is. Because I know that I am going to try my hardest and deliver a image that is going to make them look great. And for me, that is self-rewarding right there.
I love that. That's awesome, man. Oh, I love it. So, like, with headshots in general, what are kind of the things that, so say a customer comes to you, somebody who wants to get a headshot. Why does somebody want to get a headshot for their business, for what they're doing? Why do they want it? And what are some of the things that they should expect from actually, like, from prior to the headshot and then after the headshot? If that makes sense.
Well, prior to the headshot, it could be a person is, they're a business owner. They want to have a competitive advantage over their competition.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would help them build that rapport with their clients, potential customers, so they can convey, their personality, their confidence, also approachability. And a lot of people look at images, whether it's on a business card or on TV, and is that person trustworthy? And when you have an image, for example, if you're using a selfie for professional branding of your website or LinkedIn, it's really sending a message that you're not really focused on projecting that confidence, or you're not willing to make that investment in hiring a professional photographer to really have that brand, that business branding that influences clients, and also you want to be the loudest in your marketplace.
Yeah.
And by doing that is you're separating yourself from the average person.
I'd love that. It was, it's true because I know so many people who, especially, so I used to be in the internet marketing type space where there's a lot of like online classes, how to make money online, things like that. And you see people just with literally like their t-shirt and they, in a small little photo, it looks like it's in their bedroom or whatever. And you're like, do I really trust this guy? Like this is do I really want to do business with this guy? I know his sales page says that he's done all this stuff, but like when you have someone who has this professional who's literally took their money and invested in making themselves be able to project trust and authority and professionalism, you can definitely see how almost immediately you have this you actually build a persona. Even if you've never met this person, you build a persona in your mind just based off of their headshots. Have you ever had anybody, and you don't have to name names, but have you ever had anybody come into your studio or you went on location or anything like that where they were hesitant, they didn't know, they were super shy or super just did not know how best to project, and then afterward were just completely blown away? Yes.
Most people, I would say, are either they're concerned about their weight, they're concerned about they don't take good pictures, or they tend to procrastinate. And then there's also the balance between children and family life that they don't place the importance of having a professional headshot to really represent them in a professional light on their LinkedIn page. Most people tend to say, I don't take good pictures. Well, my response to that is, well, great, because I'm the one taking pictures. I just need you to stand there and I'm going to direct you, so you don't have to worry about taking pictures. That's my job. Well, and it's about breaking the that ice and building rapport with them, and that starts with if I can give a story. It's I learned this from Peter Hurley. Peter Hurley is a well-known headshot photographer based out of New York City. He was the one who I learned how to take headshots. And he basically gave you the foundation, and then from there you just build it. But Peter Hurley has this saying where when you first meet someone, it's like a thread. Anything can break this thread, and that could be whether they don't seem trustworthy, or maybe they're not confident. But that thread, when I meet that client, the initial contact, I want to make it into a string. And then from that string, now that trust starts to strengthen. And then from that string, towards during the session, I want to make it into a rope, where that rope is really tight between us. And that is a connection that we're starting to build. Well, by the end of the session, I want that thread that turned into a string that ended up becoming a rope to turn into a chain, to where now I have their confidence. It could take 20, 30, 40 minutes for someone to warm up, but it is very important to build that over a process. You just don't walk up to a person and say, will you marry me? You have to build that relationship. It may not work. So you have to use these steps, at least for me, using this analogy, to really build up that rapport with the client and potential customer.
Yeah, I love this, man. That's a great way of putting it. that you're just constantly, you're starting with that thread and you're just constantly building and building and building and building, and you're like that headshot, like, because even with you, like I'm literally looking at your headshot right now on your website of you. I see all of these other headshots, and then when I look at yours, like, you have this kind of aura of kind of more, I wouldn't say laid back, but kind of like you're a nice guy, you got it under control, don't worry about it. I'm gonna guide you through this whole thing. I'm not this, super, like, you don't have this like 3-piece suit on or anything like that. It's kind of like, hey, just come on in, and we're gonna make this fun, easy, laid back. I got this under control. It's interesting how that is built literally just off of an image, and that's what kind of drew me to have you on this show in the first place. And so I always ask this question of all my guests. So I always ask this 5-minute kind of aha question, something that can be either done in 5 minutes, something that you made a decision in 5 minutes or less, something that would just, like, it could be a change in mindset, it could be whatever. It's just something that massively transformed either your business or massively transformed how you look at your business or something like that. What's kind of one thing that really just massively changed the trajectory of what you were doing in your business?
I think one of the major factors in what changed my business was customer service. Mm-hmm. Providing a level of customer service that each client that I see is going to give me a 5-star review because I earned it. It wasn't because I asked for it. It was because I earned it. And I provided a level of service ultimately to where I want to call them, a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's how, from the time that we start to the time that we finish the session, it could be a 20-minute session, it could be a 2-hour session. But everyone is different when it comes to what it takes them to get, for them to relax a little bit in front of the camera, because having a camera pointing at them, a stranger, is awkward. Yeah. So I try to minimize that awkwardness, and that is just through direction, through conversation, building rapport. And for me, it's really about customer service. That's why I knew when I went from just a general photographer to a headshot photographer, is I wanted to interact with people and get them to smile without even saying smile, and really bring out that personality. And by doing that, my target audience is helping business professionals. And what I do is I try to create portraits or headshots that are very impactful and powerful. Yeah. And the result is really to position them as leaders in their market or in their industry.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, and you can tell by the pictures, which is you can tell. So like with so obviously with that, because customer service from the very get-go, like with you, everything has to be about customer service, because you have the customer service of when they first schedule a booking or a call or anything like that, to when they come in, or if because you have them come into the studio, but you also can go to them too, right?
Correct. So, yeah, I offer in-studio sessions. I'm based out of Fresno, in downtown Fresno. And I also do sessions at their office for workplace, indoor or outdoor, depending on their preference. And I also I just started doing expo and trade show conferences.
That's
to where,
cool.
yeah.
So like, so what's the what would be the benefit of that?
Of an expo, a trade show?
Yeah.
For example, if there's a company, let's say Dell.
Mm-hmm.
If Dell wanted to use some sort of lead generator, they would book me, and then I would be in their booth, and Dell would be providing headshots to all the attendees that are attending that particular conference.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like a lead generator.
Yeah.
So well, as the line is waiting to get a free headshot, sponsored by
Dell.
in this case it's Dell, they are interacting with potential clients and potential leads. So that is pretty common also.
Oh, that's cool. That's a great idea. I didn't even, yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Well, cool. So how can people reach you? What's the best way, or several ways to reach you and actually do some headshots with you?
There's several ways. They could find my website online. It's hcphotos.com. You can send them a message through either email, or they could go to the contact or book a call and enter their information, and I can have a conference call with them and speak with them over the phone. Or also they can just do a Google search for headshot photography Fresno, and you'll see me on there.
Oh, that's great. Perfect. That's cool. So, so with that all being said, if they were to schedule right now, do you give like phone consultations like through the like prior to it, just in case people are hesitant or anything like that?
Yeah, to answer any questions, it's a free 20-minute consultation to answer any questions that they may have, any concerns, and really to find out what is it that they are looking for. Because I want to make sure that if they have a vision, I want to make sure I nail that vision. And that could be group headshots, pricing for multiple employees, large companies. So it just depends. It's just one way to really understand what their needs are.
That's awesome. I love it. All right. So thank you so much for being on the podcast. This is something that is going to be super beneficial to the audience and just really to anybody, because a lot of people don't think that they'll work on their blog, they'll work on their website, they'll work on SEO, they'll work on all this other stuff, but then they don't work on, they don't even think about the first impression that they make with their photo, with how people see them. And so I just think that this is great to have you on. It's super something that's super beneficial. And so I appreciate you taking the time to come on. I know you're super busy with all your photography, so thanks so much.
Dean, if I could just say one more thing, another way they could contact me or any other headshot photographer if they're not in the Fresno area, is they could visit headshotcrew.com, and there they can search for the nearest headshot crew member, and it's worldwide. It's an organization that is put on by Peter Hurley. He's the creator of the Headshot Crew, and give your local Headshot Crew members some business. I'm sure they would appreciate it. But if you're in the Fresno area, please give me a call, and I'll be more than happy to assist you. And also for Freedom 5 or Freedom in 5 audience, if they go to my website and they do a booking, there's a coupon that they can redeem, and it's Freedom 5, and you get $50 off your headshot session.
Ooh, I like that. That's perfect. So yeah, if you're looking to get a headshot, go and use that coupon, a Freedom 5 coupon, and that would be absolutely awesome. And I appreciate that very much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. So Hector, thank you so much again for being on the show. It has been an awesome pleasure. And if you want to check out Hector, what he can do, definitely go to hcphotos.com. Or if you're way outside of the area and you want to get a headshot done, go to headshotcrew.com and go and get that done. But definitely check out hcphotos.com. Amazing photos. You're going to absolutely love it. You're going to see literally the power of your face and what it can do to improve your business, massively improve your business. So all that being said, thank you so much for being on. And guys, if you want to have a virtual systems architect, go to freedomin5minutes.com. You show them 5 minutes how to do something. They document it. Then you never have to do it again. They'll take it for you, take it over for you. And all that being said, hopefully you got a massive amount of value out of this podcast episode, and we will see you in the next Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode.
Thanks for listening to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Now, head over to www.freedomin5minutes.com and register for our free masterclass and discover how to start systemizing and automating your entire business 5 minutes at a time. We'll see you next time on the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast.